What's good, everybody? It's Stupid796 here, and welcome to another tier list video. If you guys don't know what's going on, basically a while back I made a Pokemon typing tier list video, and today we're going over psychic types. I'm slowly going from my least favorite to my most favorite. And if you're new to the tier list series as a whole, the tiers go as such. They are goated, stupid good, okay, meh, and trash. And as you can see, we got another one called Not Psychic, what the fuck. This guy's Arceus and Savali are neither psychic by themselves. You have to have an item to make them psychic. If you want to see what these placed on my normal type tier list, the type and they normally are, no pun intended, be sure to check that out on the channel. And yeah, let's just get into it. Abra. I'm gonna be real with you, Abra itself is kind of trash. Abra gets the elemental punches, which sounds good until you realize that the whole Abra line's attack is shit. Their attack stat and their defenses are absolute shit. It doesn't learn anything by level up other than like teleport and maybe confusion, if I'm not mistaken. But you know, you don't get Abra for Abra, you get Abra for Alakazam. Kadabra is just say Kadabra is okay. Kadabra's okay. You know, you still have the issue of like the learn set being a thing. It's the exact same as Alakazam's, but its stats aren't quite there. So for that reason, it's gonna go okay. You could slap a choice spec on this thing to get its stats a little bit up, but you don't really get Kadabra for Kadabra. You want Alakazam. Alakazam is goated, hands down. Alakazam is one of the best psychic types of all time. It's again very shit defenses. This thing is frail, but it hits so hard that it doesn't matter. You can put Psychic on this thing, you put Dazzling Gleam on this thing, you put Calm Mind on this thing. It is taking lives. Alakazam is so good. Mega Alakazam is also goated. Mega Alakazam has literally ascended. Mega Alakazam is so much wiser, so much smarter. It's insane. Its special attack is it's out of this world. Such a good psychic type. I love it. Galarian Ponyta Fairy Psychic is I'm gonna say it's meh. It's just meh. It's more physical than anything else. It's got some decent speed. I think it's got its defenses up a little bit since becoming Fairy Psychic. But with Galarian Ponyta, you don't really get it for it. You get it for Galarian Rapidash. Galarian Rapidash is stupid good. I use this thing in my sword or my shield let's play. And it's actually pretty good. Hits really hard. It's a physical fairy type. I love seeing physical fairy types. I think we need more of those, actually. It's, again, fairy psychic. You get Play Rough on this thing. You can get, is it Size Shock that I'm thinking of? Or am I thinking of another psychic? There's a physical psychic move I know. I can't remember what it's called. But, you know, you put those on this thing. I think it gets Swords Dance to get even higher. You put Drill Run on this thing. You get a Smart Strike on this thing. It's a pretty good Pokemon overall. Slowpoke is okay. Slowpoke's okay just for the fact that it's bulky, insanely slow speed stat. It's mainly just meant to be a wall. If anything, it's just okay. But you don't really get Slowpoke for Slowpoke. You want to get it for Slowbro or Slowking. Galarian Slowpoke is just in the same area. You know, it's still psychic. It's literally what I said about Slowpoke. You can put for Galarian Slowpoke, for either Galarian Slowbro or is Galarian Slowking psychic still? I don't recall. Slowbro Water Psychic. I think it's the sleeper on Stupid Good. I think it is. Water Psychic, bulky as shit. Hits pretty hard. It's slow, but you know, we're meant to be a wall, so we don't need to be fast. Yeah, I think it's a good choice. I think it's a sleeper choice. I think Slowbro is a pretty good psychic type. Galarian Slowbro is also stupid good. I'm gonna put him a little bit behind. Poison Psychic this time around. This time Slowpoke catches a shelter with its hand instead of its tail. It's very weird to see a Slowbro with a tail, but yeah, pretty much just poison type Slowbro. What can I say? It's also pretty good. Mega Slowbro, I feel like I have to put in front of regular Slowbro out of principle because its stats is higher. But if you see my water type Pokemon tier list, Mega Slowbro did not need to be a thing. It did not. This thing does not need to exist. If anything, if we're gonna get Mega Slowbro, we should have gotten Mega Slowking. I feel like we were going to, but then Pokemon's like, no. We don't want to do Megas anymore. We want to do Z moves and G Max because we think those are cooler. So we never got to see Mega Slowking, which is a shame, a really big shame. But you know, Slowbro, Mega Slowbro. If you're gonna have Slowbro and Super Good, you still have to have Mega Slowbro just because you know it's higher stat wise. What can I say? Drowsy is also an okay. Drowsy's okay because of its bulk. Pure Psychic gets access to Hypnosis, gets access to Psychic, Calm Mind, I believe, Shadow Ball. But you don't really get Drowsy for Drowsy. You get Drowsy for Hypno. Hypno is also okay. It's, you know, it's still Pure Psychic, still known for Hypnosis, creepy ass Pokemon. Just, you know, Psychic, Shadow Ball. You get access to Calm Mind. I think it gets access to Gaz and Gleam. There are a lot of Psychic types better than Hypno, so that's why he's an okay. He's not a bad choice, but there's a lot better than him. Staryu is just meh. Staryu's meh. Water Psychic, it's just one of those things where like its stats just aren't quite there. So you don't really get Staryu for Staryu. You get Staryu for Starmie. Starmie is stupid good. I really like Starmie. Its physical attack is pretty good. Special attack's pretty good. Gets access to Psychic, gets access to Waterfall, gets access to Surf, Whirlpool, Water Pulse, gets access to Side Shock, gets access to Dazzling Gleam. There's not much. This thing, literally name any strong water psychic move, this thing gets access to it. It's insane. It's actually it's pretty good. It's a pretty good water psychic. It's pretty good psychic type overall. I really like it. Mr. Mime is also meh. Mr. Mime is meh. It's Psychic Fairy. Just another one of those weird, creepy Pokemon overall. Really, it's my setup mon for like Reflect and what's the other one? There's Reflect and I forget what the other one's called. It's just a setup mon overall. It doesn't get a lot of really powerful attacks, and when it does get powerful attacks, its stats just aren't up to par. You know what I mean? Galarian Mr. Mime, Ice Psychic is also meh. Also meh, doesn't have all the bulk of Fairy Psychic. Fairy Psychics are normally usually very bulky. It does not get that. It has Ice, so basically you take away any advantage of being Fairy and you put in the disadvantages of being Ice, because Ice is one of the worst typings in the game, unfortunately, in terms of weaknesses. They have a lot of weaknesses. They don't have a lot of coverage. They have some decent coverage. They have coverage to Flying, Dragon, and Grass. So it's just a meh overall. Jinx is also meh, kind of for the same reason. Ice Psychic has been proven not to be the best typing combination. She is kind of bulkier than Galarian Mr. Mime, so she gets a pass there. But overall, there's plenty of better Psychic types to get out there. Plenty. Galarian Articuno is goated. Hands down, Flying Psychic. Still think this thing should have been Ice Psychic. I don't know why. I know why they made him keep all the flying, but still don't know why they didn't, because they would have been just fine without flying. So it's Flying Psychic. It literally just take the stats of Articuno and give a Psychic type instead, and it's a powerhouse. What can I say? Mewtwo, goated, hands down. One of the greatest Psychic types of all time. One of the best of all time. He is so strong. He's so fucking cool. I wish the whole man-made Pokemon thing didn't get drilled to the ground as much as it did. I think that, I don't like that at all, how they just keep making more and more man-made Pokemon. He's the original. He should have been, I'm not gonna say he should have been the only one, but this should make him way more special. He's such a cool Psychic type. He's strongest Pokemon until Arceus, okay? He literally was stronger than everybody until God came out. So, yeah, he's in goated. Mewtwo X is also goated, but I'm putting him behind Mewtwo because he's Psychic Fighting. You take the weaknesses of fighting and you put it on him now. Helps for Dark type, but I mean, Mewtwo isn't meant to be physical. This thing makes Mewtwo physical, and he's not meant to be. He's meant to be special. Mewtwo doesn't get a lot of physical moves. I mean, he doesn't get access to close combat. I don't even think he gets access to E-Speed. So he's super powerful, super strong, super cool, but he goes behind Mewtwo. Mewtwo Y is ahead of Mewtwo. Mewtwo Y is such a cool concept. I know why they made Mega Mewtwo X, Mega Mewtwo Y to sell more copies. To be like, oh hey, look at these really popular Pokemon that you can have Megas depending on which game you get. But Mega Mewtwo Y just fits Mewtwo so much more. He's literally got big brain. He took the tail, put it on his head, because he needs all that space of that big brain, big wrinkly brain. he's so cool. He's so fucking powerful. Literally, this is what made him stronger than Arceus again. This right here. I love it. Mew, I feel like has to go. I'm gonna put Mew in stupid good. Mew, being mythical, is straight 100 across the board. You can run him any way you want. You can run him bulky, you can run him offensive, you can run him special. Fits bulky more special, bulky more physical. He learns literally every move in the game, but I feel like there's just plenty of Pokemon that can take him out, and plenty of Pokemon that I would rather have that can go in goated than Mew. So for that reason, Mew's in stupid good, but he's in the league as stupid good. Natu, kind of trash, not gonna lie. Kind of trash, not gonna lie. Flying Psychic, stats are super low, doesn't get a lot of access to good moves, but that doesn't mean that he is bad per se. Just in terms of Psychic types, there's bad. But you don't really get Natu for Natu. You get Natu for Xatu. Xatu is okay. Xatu's okay. Flying Psychic still. Much better than Natu. You get access to Whirlwind. You get access to Tailwind is what I meant to say. You get access to Aerial Ace. You get access to Wing Attack. You get access to Psychic. It's just, there's plenty of better Psychic types out there than Xatu. That's why he's just an okay. He's not so bad he belongs to meh. His stats pretty good. But, there's plenty more out there than him. Espeon. Goated Pokemon. Psychic Evolution hits like a fucking truck. Slap choice specs on this thing and it's taking lives. You can run Psychic, you can run Dazzling Gleam, you can run Wish if you really want to make him even more annoying. It's a good Psychic. It's an evolution. None of the evolutions are bad. None of them. Slow King. I like Slow King a lot more than Slow Bro. Water Psychic. Hits pretty hard. I think it's more bulky than it is offensive. I think Slow Bro is more offensive, whereas Slow King is more defensive. But still, I like him a lot more. I think that he's a cool Pokemon. I think that they need to set some more light on Slowbro here, or Slow King rather. And yeah, Unknown is trash. Unknown is garbage. The lore behind Unknown is really cool because it's theorized that they're the 1,000 hands that helped Arceus create the universe essentially. But them as Pokemon are garbage. Their stats are super low. They only get hidden power, and hidden power is based on their stats, and you don't really know which one you have until you use it against a Pokemon. And if it's super effective, you can really narrow it down, but if it's neutral, it's like, great, it could be damn near anything. So, that reason, he's in trash. Wobbuffet. Wobbuffet is scary. Wobbuffet is scary. Like, especially if you're running a Nuzlocke, Wobbuffet is known as a Nuzlocke Ender. Shadow Tag, Counter, Mirror Coat. You get Destiny Bond on this thing, and then you just insert damaging move here. It's scary. It's honestly a scary Pokemon. It's low-key stupid good. Girafarig. Giraffarig's meh. Girafarig's kind of meh. There's just it gets access to all the basic Psychic type moves you can think of, but it's just there are better Psychic types out there. You know what I mean? It's just like there's so many better Psychic types out there than just Girafarig. I mean, come on. Smoochum, trash. This thing makes me super uncomfortable. I'm not gonna talk about it. And just Smoochum's trash. Celebi, goated. Love Celebi. I love Celebi. Celebi is such a cool Pokemon. Traveler through time, Grass Psychic, Bug type fucks this thing. Bug types fuck the shit out of this thing. But it's super strong, mythical Pokemon, so it's base 100 across the board. Yeah, I really like it. Moving on to Gen 3, Ralts is Ralts is trash for the same reason Abra's trash. Basically, it doesn't hardly learn anything until it evolves. It's only going to have teleport. It's super hard to train. So yeah, Ralts itself is trash, but you don't really get Ralts for Ralts. You get Ralts for Gardevoir. Kirlia, I'm going to say is meh. Kirlia, I think Kirlia is Psychic, pure Psychic. I think the whole line is Psychic Fairy now. Better than Ralts, phenomenally better than Ralts. But there's not much I can say about it other than, you don't get Kirlia for Kirlia. You get Kirlia for Gardevoir. Gardevoir is goated. Gardevoir is such a good Pokemon. Gardevoir hits like a goddamn truck. Psychic Fairy, you get Dazzling Gleam, you get Psychic, you get Shadow Ball, you get Focus Blast, you get Calm Mind on this thing. They made Gardevoir a goddamn monster. And then they made Mega Gardevoir, who is even better. Mega Gardevoir takes fucking lives. You take all the broken shit you put about Gardevoir, then you give it Pixelate. So that way you like stuff like Quick Attack, just hits as a Fairy type move. Or you get stuff like Hyper Voice, who now you have Hyper Voice as a Fairy type move. It takes fucking lives. God damn, this thing takes lives. Metatite. Metatite's okay. Metatite's meh. Metatite's meh. Psychic fighting. Very weird combination. We don't really have many of those. But its stats are really weak. You don't really get Metatite from Metatite. You get Metatite from Metacam. Metacam is okay. I like Metacam. Metacam's okay. Psychic fighting still. Hits pretty hard. Its moveset is just not all there because it's such a weird typing. I don't think they really knew what direction they wanted to take Metacam. So they just kind of give him a mix mash of just stuff that see what stuck. So for that reason, it's okay. Mega Metacam is an elite of okay. Still psychic fighting. Hits a lot harder than regular Metacam. It should because it's a Mega. But I mean, it's still just, it's limited to the learned set of Metacam, which is kind of a mismatch of stuff that you could do. So it's just an okay. Spoink, pure psychic. Spoink's kind of trash, not gonna lie. Spoink's kind of trash. It doesn't get a whole lot of moves. It's one of the first moves it learns is Splash, which is pain overall. You don't really get Spoink for Spoink. You get Spoink for Grumpig. Grumpig is okay. Grumpig's okay. He's better than Zod too. We're not better than Metacam though. Grumpig's okay. Bulky hits pretty hard. But I mean, there's plenty of psychic types better than him out there, so I can't put him anything higher than okay. But he can be up there and okay because of the bulk. The bulk kind of makes him worth. Baltoy is meh at best. Baltoy is meh at best. Ground psychic. Best thing it learns is explosion. It gets, I mean, don't get me wrong, it gets access to confusion and all that, and you don't really get Baltoy for Baltoy. You get Baltoy for Claydol. I really like Claydol. I really do. But he's just okay. He's just okay. Claydol is just okay. He gets access to Magnitude. He gets access to Psychic. He gets access to, I think he gets access to Hypnosis. He's kind of bulky. I really like the design of Claydol, but again, there's just plenty of better Psychic types out there that I would much rather have than a Claydol. Chimecho. Chimecho's meh. Pure Psychic, I believe. It's mainly just meant to heal people. That's really what it's meant to do. If you're running double battles, this thing can be pretty good, but in terms of single battles, this thing's not doing anything. Gets access to Heal Bell, gets access to Psychic, gets access to Charm, I believe. But other than that, it's not doing much. It's just meh. Why not? Why not? Why not? I'm gonna put it in the back of meh. Because it basically does everything that Wobbuffet does, but with shittier stats. So I can't say it's complete trash because of the fact that it gets like Destiny Bond, Shadow Tag, and all that good stuff. But I am allowed to put it in the back of meh because before it gets any of that, it also gets stuff like Splash, and its stats are not anything near Wobbuffet. I will say, it is cuter than Wobbuffet. I will give it that. It is a lot cuter. Beldum. I'm gonna get some heat for this. I think Beldum is trash. I think Beldum... No, don't get me wrong. Beldum as a Pokemon is cool. I will gladly take a Beldum, but Takedown being its only move until it comes to Metang is rough. It is rough, my guy. Like, don't get me wrong. If you're late into the game and you can switch train a lot, that's more power to you. But I'm looking at it as like training this Pokemon from start to finish. It is rough taking the Beldum with only Takedown and trying to level it up. You're gonna have to one-shot nearly everything you come across and immediately go back to the Pokemon Center. It is rough. You don't get Beldum from Beldum. You get Beldum from Metagross. Metang, I'm going to say... I don't think Metang's... It's okay. Metang's okay. I don't think it's good enough to be in stupid good, but Metang's okay. The evolved form of Beldum, still Psychic, hits harder, gets better moves, but the moves that you wanted to know, it doesn't get, like, until, like, way later. Like, the best second moves it gets until the point it should already be a Metagross is Confusion. I don't think it gets Zen Headbutt, but so... Really, with the Metang, you don't get Metang from Metang, you get Metang from Metagross. Metagross is fucking goated. Metagross is such a good Pokemon. Metagross hits like a goddamn truck, gets access to Zen Headbutt, gets access to Smart Strike, gets access to Earthquake, gets access to, what was that move? It doesn't get Iron, Metal Claw, that's what it is, Metal Claw. It just hits so fucking hard. Metagross is the reason they had to nerf Steel types. I think Steel used to resist Dark, so Dark couldn't touch this thing. Like, because it was neutral, and it's just like, nope, it's so high in defense, it's so high in attack. It's insane. I love it. Then they made Mega Metagross and said, let's take this thing and amp it up to 11. He takes lives. It's insane how much stronger this thing is. It's incredible. Mega Metagross is one of the coolest things that Pokemon has ever put into the game. And then they said, yeah, we don't like cool things. Let's replace it with Pokemon with ring pops on their heads. Latias is, I think, stupid good. I really like Latias. Latias is Dragon Psychic, mostly defensive. Mainly meant to put barriers up, but I mean, it's a legendary. You can't go wrong. It's got Dragon Breath, it's got Psychic, it gets Luster Purge. It's a pretty strong Pokemon. I really like it. Mega Latias, I don't like nearly as much. They did not differentiate it between Latias much at all, other than a stat increase. And even then, you could put like an Assault Vest on this thing, and it's bulkier than Mega Latias. You can put a Life Orb on this thing, and it hits harder than Mega Latias. Choice specs. You can put Life Orb on it. There's a lot of stuff you can put with regular Latias to make it better than Mega Latias. It's just, I'm putting it in stupid good because it is a Mega, but still. Latios, I don't like as much as Latias. I like Latias better than Latios. Latios is still stupid good. Hits hard, more offensive, gets everything I said about Latias, but with the addition of stuff like Draco Meteor and Dragon Claw. And it hits really hard. I really like it. Mega Latios is just trash overall. I like Mega Latios better than Mega Latios just because it hits harder. It was the Pokemon I had with Omega Ruby, so I know how hard it hits. But still, man, they really did not do this Pokemon any favors when giving it a Mega. They just kind of give it a Mega because it's in the game. They have to give it. It would be a crime to not give these two Megas in a remake of Oraz. Just, I don't know, man. I don't know what they were thinking. Jirachi is also stupid good. I really like Jirachi. I like it more than Mew. Steel Psychic, just like Metagross. It's mythical Pokemon, so base 100 across the board. You can make it offensive, you can make it defensive, you can make it specially offensive, specially defensive, you can make it speed, you can give it a bunch of HP. Iron Head, this thing's taking lives. Psychic, this thing's taking lives. Size Shock, this thing's taking lives. It's insane how good Jirachi really is. It's insane. Alright, so with Deoxys, they all have the same learn set. However, all their stats are different, right? So, right off the bat, I'm putting them all in goated. They're all goated. I love all of them, right? However, I'm gonna organize these by the stats or the Pokemon I like more. So first off, they're all going here. All of them are going here. I like attack form, speed form, normal, then defensive. I don't get me wrong. I understand that, this one's supposed to be more diverse. It's hits faster, hits harder, and it's just a wall. But I'm going by like design with Deoxys right now. And yeah, the defensive one just looks kind of dumb. Defensive Deoxys looks kind of dumb, but overall Deoxys is stupidly good. I love it. Moving to 4th gen, Chingling, the pre-evolution of Chimecho, is trash. Chingling's trash. Pure Psychic gets kind of the same stuff as Chimecho, just its stats are garbage. What more do you want me to say about Chingling? Its stats are garbage. Come on now. Bronzor, it's just meh. Bronzor is meh. Steel Psychic, stats aren't really there. Its move pool is You don't really get Bronzor for Bronzor. You get Bronzor for Bronzong. Bronzong, I think, is a sleeper agent for being stupid good. I've used Bronzong in some Nuzlocke before. Steel Psychic hits pretty hard, pretty bulky, not the fastest. It's a good Psychic type to scoop up if you need one. There are definitely better ones out there, but it's overall a pretty good Psychic type. Mime Jr. I'm just gonna put that one there. Mime Jr. is kind of ass, not gonna lie. Still, Fairy Psychic. Just, I don't know, man. I don't know what you want me to say. Like, Mr. Mime doesn't have the best move pool, and now you're giving me Mime Jr. I mean, come on now. Gallade is goated. Gallade is beyond goated. Gallade is such a cool Pokemon. It's fighting Psychic. They gave Ralts a male evolution to make more sense. But fighting Psychic hits hard, gets access to close combat, gets access to Size Shock, gets access to pretty much anything and everything Curlier can learn. But, now he's physical. Hits pretty good. I like it. I really like Gallade. And they made Mega Gallade. I love Mega Gallade. Mega Gallade is such a cool Pokemon. He's like a knight. He looks like a damn knight, like a superhero, dude. The blades on his arms and they retract. Bro, come on now. Uxie. I like Uxie. Uxie's good. Basically, with the Lake Trio, they all go here. Yeah, I'm gonna say that they can be interchanged. You can literally put them anywhere. I like Azov's design the best, so I guess I'll do that there. But you can really interchange these out. I don't really know much about them, other than Uxie's like the bulky one. This one's the hard hitter, and I don't know about Mesprit. So because the legendaries are going in stupid good, but other than that, that's pretty much it. Cresselia is also stupid good. I like Cresselia. Cresselia is normal, or not normal, it's just pure psychic. Hits hard. It's known as the dream Pokemon. And yeah, it just hits hard. It gets access to just about every good psychic type move you can learn. And yeah, it's a legendary. What more do you want? Mana, I'm just gonna say it's meh. Mana's meh. Decently bulky for, you know, a stage 1 Pokemon. But you don't get mana from Mana. You get mana from Musharna. Musharna is stupid good. I really like Musharna. Still pure psychic. Hits like a goddamn truck. Super high special attack. Super high special defense. Bulky as shit. I really like it. It gets like psychic, Dazzling Gleam, all this other shit. Really good Pokemon. Woobat is trash. Woobat's trash. Flying psychic. Doesn't get shit. It's trash. What more do you want? And even if you get Woobat, you don't get Woobat for Woobat. You get Woobat for Swoobat. Swoobat is in literally, it's either the front of trash or the back of meh. And honestly, I'm feeling the front of trash. Literally, this thing's hidden ability is why you would use it at all. And because it's a hidden ability, it's super hard to find one. So for that reason, he's just in trash. His stats are abysmal. His moveset's awful. He's a trash one. He's the only fully evolved one that goes in trash so far. Sigilyph, I'm gonna put in meh. Flying psychic still hits a lot harder than Swoobat. It's a lot harder. I think it's more physical than anything else, but you know, it's more of a flying type than a psychic type, really. You really get this thing if you need a flying type, so I'm just gonna put it in meh and call it a day. Gothita, I'm gonna put in meh just because like it does get decent psychic type moves when you first get it, but you don't really get Gothita for Gothita. You get Gothita for Gothitelle. Gothorita, I'm going to put in okay. Gothorita is okay. It's stronger than Gothita, obviously, it's the evolution. Gets better psychic type moves overall. I think this one does get access to Calm Mind earlier on, but you don't really get Gothorita for Gothorita. You get Gothorita for Gothitelle. Gothitelle is stupid good. Gothitelle is basically just kind of like, you can't afford Gardevoir, so you get Gothitelle. It's not as good, but it's still a good choice to get. I still like it. I think it's a good choice overall. Just, you know, between it and Gardevoir, I'm going to pick Gardevoir. That's why it's not in goated. Gardevoir's, especially with the additional fairy type added to it, hits so much harder and so much better. But its stats are also way better too. Reuniclus is honestly kind of meh. Reuniclus is meh. Doesn't get a whole lot of good moves to start out with. His stats aren't quite there. But you don't really get Reuniclus for Reuniclus. You get Reuniclus for, no, this is Reuniclus. What the? So, I'm drawing a blank what this thing is called. Solosis, that's what this thing's called. You don't get Solosis for Solosis. You get Solosis for Reuniclus. Duosion is okay. Duosion's okay. Still pure psychic. Moveset a lot better than Solosis. But still, you're almost there. You don't get Duosion for Duosion, you get Duosion for Reuniclus. Reuniclus is stupid good. Like, Reuniclus is I think Reuniclus is better than Musharna. I really like Reuniclus. It's other two evolutions. I didn't really use these. I used Reuniclus some. I never got the chance to use it a lot. But by the time I had with it, I'm just like, this thing's like a sleeper agent. This thing is super stupid good. It's really good. It's access to Psychic. It's access to Calm Mind. It's access to what is that move called? Focus Blast. Really good Pokemon to scoop up. I really like it. NGM is meh. NGM's meh. Pure Psychic. Doesn't really, you know, have all that much going for it. Its learn set isn't all that great. Stats aren't that great. You don't really get LGM for LGM either. You get LGM for Behemoth. Behemoth, I'm gonna say is okay. Behemoth's okay. pure psychic still. Not the worst choice to get, but not the best either. Learn stats are okay. Stats aren't that great. So, no, there are definitely better Pokemon on this list to get better than Beheeyem. But Beheeyem's not a bad choice either. Meloetta, normal psychic. I feel like I have to put in stupid good out of principle. I'm gonna put here. Meloetta goes here. This thing is the mythical of Gen 5, if I'm not mistaken, other than Victini. So I think this thing gets base 100 across the board. It's normal psychic, gets access to Hyper Voice, gets access to psychic, gets access to Hyper Beam. So, you know, it's a good Pokemon to get overall. There's just stuff I would much rather get than Meloetta. Esper. Esper has seen some shit, and that's why it's in Meh. Yeah, seen some shit. Stat-wise and move pool-wise, not the best. But you don't really get Esper for Esper. You get Esper for Meowstic. Meowstic. This one's male, this one's female. I like the design of the male better. This is one of those weird instances where the male is more defensive and the female is more offensive. I think they're both okay. I think both of them are good choices to get. If you want something more bulky, you get the male. If you want something more offensive, you get the female. But there's plenty of better psychic types I would rather get than them, but they're not bad choice either. I like them. They got Saddle Ball, Psychic, Dazzling Gleam. They're pretty good. Inkay is meh. Inkay's meh. Psychic Dark, pretty bulky, pretty good for like its like early stage, but like it's you know, compared to everything else, this is the meh. And but you don't really get Inkay for Inkay. You get Inkay for Malmar. Malmar is also okay. Still Psychic Dark. The way you have to evolve Inkay to Malmar is very weird. You have to turn your DS upside down, which is like I guess for like the Switch wouldn't be a problem, but it's very annoying. Like if I'm playing on my TV, it's gonna be very annoying if I want to use a Malmar to have to get up, take out my Switch, turn it upside down when it comes to Inkay leveling up, and then put it back in. With the DS, you know, you're already got it in your hand to play, so it's not that big a deal. But with the Switch, it's most likely most people play it on the TV, so it's okay. I like Malmar. Hoopa is stupid good. This version of Hoopa is stupid good. I forget what this version is called. I guess just the bound form. Psychic Ghost hits hard. It's the mythical for Gen 6. And yeah, it's a good Pokemon overall. Hoopa Unbound is a monster. Hoopa Unbound takes lives. Still Ghost Psychic. It's super strong. Physical and special attack is through the fucking roof. It looks like it should be dragon. It's got those 6 floating arms, which make it look like a demon. The big like tied up like hairdo thing going on. Oh, I love it. It's like a monstrous genie. I love it. Oranguru entering Gen 7. Oranguru is, I'm gonna say okay. Oranguru is okay. Normal Psychic. Stats are pretty good. It gets the ability. I forget what the ability is called. Basically, it's where if you're in a double battle, it can't be hit by your allies' moves. Like if you use Surf, it doesn't get hit, which is huge. And yeah, for that, it's in the league of okay. I would put it in stupid good because of that, but I mean, its learn pool isn't that great. You're basically just getting that way. You can use a move that hits both opponents and not your ally. So he's just okay. Bruxish, Water Psychic. Bruxish is okay. I like Bruxish. Gave us, I forget what it's called, but it's like a new Fang move, but Psychic type. It's a beautiful looking fish. I really like it. Its physical moves its physical stats pretty good. All these other stats aren't great. There are definitely better Psychic types out there to get than Bruxish, but Bruxish is not a bad choice to get overall. Tapu Lele, Fairy Psychic, is I'm gonna say stupid good. Tapu Lele was like in the leaderboards for like OU and stuff. Just about everybody had a Tapu Lele on their team. Even in TCG, Tapu Lele GX was amazingly good. Like it was like a $150 card at some point. And she's just a really good Pokemon. Hits really hard. Gets Fairy Terrain, or Psychic Terrain, sorry. And yeah, it's just a good Pokemon overall. It's like a goddamn truck. What more do you want? Cosmog, I'm afraid I'm going to have to put in trash. Cosmog itself is trash. Doesn't learn a goddamn thing. It gets Splash, and that's about it. I think it gets Confusion, but other than that, it's in trash. Cosmoem has the added bonus of being bulkier than Cosmog, and that's it. Literally doesn't learn anything. Literally doesn't learn a goddamn thing. Super small, super fucking heavy. It's like it literally weighs as much as a star. So it's in trash. Solgaleo is goated. Like hands down, Solgaleo is goated. Steel Psychic. Still think this thing should have been Fire Psychic, but oh well. It's literally like the most lion-looking Pokemon we have to date. It's such a cool Pokemon. Gets access to Iron Tail, gets access to Metal Claws, gets access to it's just about any Psychic type move. Gets access to Smart Strike, Psychic. Gets access to Shy Shock. It's a really good Pokemon. I like it. Lunala is also goated. Lunala I also really like. Ghost Psychic just to go around. Gets access to Shadow Ball, access to Psychic, access to Calm Mind, Ominous Wind. Such a cool Pokemon. I love the big bat. I really like Lunala. I love its design. I love it. Necrozma. Dude, Gen 7 with like its legendaries didn't miss. It didn't miss. Necrozma, also goated. Super cool Pokemon. Eats all the light around it. It's like a kaleidoscope type thing. Super cool. I really like it. Then you have Dawn Main Necrozma here. Also goated. Super cool Pokemon. Steel Psychic still. It's dude, what more do you want? Then you have Duskwing. Bro, like I'm telling you, Gen 7's legendaries don't miss. They don't miss. There's not a bad one. There's not a bad Gen 7 legendary. They're all good. They're all goated. They're all insanely strong. I love it. And then they had the audacity to make fucking Ultra Necrozma. Bro. And then they had the nuts. I knew they had the balls to make this thing as strong as they did. I didn't know they had the nuts to fucking make this thing a totem, which upped every stat it fucking had. Literally every one of its stats just went up by 1 as if it used ancient power. Dragon Psychic, which I don't even think we still have. Do we? Or, no, we do have. It's Latios and Latios, but I mean, look at Latios compared to this thing. Like, it's so goddamn strong. I don't think we have another Dragon Psychic outside of Ultra Necrozma. I'm looking at my list right now. I don't see one. We have Ultra Necrozma, Dragon Psychic. So you have all the additives of getting all the busted ass Dragon type moves. Dragon Pulse, Dragon Claw, Draco Meteor, my G. Like, it's insane. And then you have the Psychic types. You get access to Psychic, Psyshock, Calm fucking Mind. Then you have access to Dragon Dance. You're giving this monster Dragon Dance. Like, I get it, you have to like, oh, well, you have to have the Z Crystal, blah, blah, blah. Big fucking whoop. This thing's taking lives. I love it so much. Dottler, Bug Psychic. I think it's trash. Dottler's trash. Bug Psychic, its stats aren't there. I don't even know what this thing's learn set is, my G. I'm gonna be real with you. I don't even know what this thing's learn set is. It's Gen 8, just big mess. Orbeetle, I feel like I have to put in meh out of principle just because it's a fully evolved mon, and some people do use Orbeetle. It's still Bug Psychic. It gets access to all like the heavy hitter Psychic type moves, as well as like stuff like I think it gets X Scissor and all that good shit. But I mean, it's still not quite there. G-Max Orbeetle, I feel like I have to put in the highest thing of meh. I don't like the little dangly legs. Like, you can't see on the picture, but there's like little dangly legs here. I get it, you know, it's a UFO, it's supposed to be a flying saucer, all this good shit, but I think Gen 8 as a whole is a big mess. That's what I think. Hatina, I'm be real with you, is kind of trash. Pure Psychic. Doesn't really get that much, not that much there stat-wise, but you don't get Hattrina for Hattrina. You get Hattrina for Hatterene. Hatterem, I'm putting in the back of meh. I'm in the back of meh because it's adorable. It's adorable, so I'm not gonna put it in trash. But with Hatterem, you're still not keeping Hatterene for Hatterem. You're getting Hatterene for Hatterene. Hatterene is goated. Hatterene takes fucking lives. Psychic Fairy hits like a fucking truck. It's such a strong Pokemon. You get Dazzling Gleam, you get Calm Mind, you get Psychic, you get Psyshock, You get Calm Mind, you get Shadow Ball, you get all these incredibly strong moves. It's such a good Pokemon. Then GMX Hatterene, they just said, let's take Hatterene and make it an 11. It hits even harder. Like, oh my god, like I can't stress enough how good Hatterene is in Gen 8. It's like one of the few handfuls of Pokemon that Gen 8 did right. It's one of the few handfuls. Indeedee, male and female, Psychic Normal. I'm gonna put them both in meh. I believe that one's male, this one's female. This one's more offensive, this one's more defensive. They're both just meh. I have never seen anybody use an Indeedee other than Nurse Joy. That's the only person to ever use one. So I'm just putting it in meh. I'm sure that there's something that makes it worth using. I don't know what it is, so I'm just gonna put it in meh. Calyrex, Grass Psychic, or Psychic Grass. I'm going to put. I feel like I have to put it in Stupid Good at the very least overall, because it's the legendary and it hits pretty hard. But I mean, again, does anybody even know what this thing does? I want to know, outside of hardcore competitive Pokemon Poketubers, right? Does anybody know what this thing does? Because other than Fuse, because I don't know what it does. Finally, Galarian Slowbro. To wrap things up, I think Galarian Slowbro, it's poison psychic. I feel like it has to go behind normal Slowbro and Stupid Good. It looks a lot cooler. The shell has completely taken over its head. I feel like the shell is parasitic. I really like it. I don't even think the Slowbros arrive at this point. I think that shell just took the fuck over. I really like it. And that is going to be my psychic type Pokemon tier list. As always, this is the most accurate Pokemon tier list, and all other psychic type Pokemon tier lists are wrong. But if you think I got something wrong, or you think I missed something, be sure to let me know in the comments down below. If you want to check out any of my other stuff, I have my second channel, Notification, where I post all my non-Pokemon related content. I have my Twitch channel, StupidUp796, over on Twitch, where I stream both Pokemon and non-Pokemon related content. I have my TikTok, where I post anything and everything I feel like. I have my Twitter, where I post all my garbage opinions. And I have my Discord, where we post memes, we hang out, it's a good time. Everything I just said is linked down in the description below. So with that being said, I'm gonna get up out of here. If you guys enjoyed the video, make sure you hit that like button. Compulsory think of the video. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Shout out, helps you, helps me as a whole. I'll see you guys in the next video. See ya.
Take bars, little man.